This is gonna be fun. Let's watch some North Korean.
위대한 용도자
정한
김정일
용도자.
동지께서
Wait, that was too perfect to not be a parody. Oh my god. So this is a thread. I've read it. It's interesting, and I'm gonna tie in some other things I've noticed. Putin really is kaput. Nikolai Patrushev, head of Russian National Security Council, dressed in all black, gave a speech on the great leadership and virtues of Putin. I believe there's an image here, black and white though. So, do we have a Nikolai Patrushev? Eulogized Putin? A vigil for Putin. Yeah, here.
Уставшие от лихих 90-х, общество ждало решения социально-экономических.
Okay, can I pause? Yeah, I can't scrub. Thank you. Thanks for that. Tired of the violent 1990s, society was waiting for solutions to socioeconomic problems for the strengthening of national security. A leader was needed who could put the people's welfare at the center of the agenda. Putin became such a leader. Like, it's all past time. At the time, he understood the importance of evolutionary approach, blah, blah. Eulogized, thank you. I was wondering. Was it? Can I? Nope, I can't. Whatever. It's not important. I found what I was looking for. At the same time, he understood the importance of evolutionary approach as opposed to revolutionary leaps that always weaken the Russian state. He believed in people. Sure. The KGB agent officer believed in people. That's likely. There we go. Rest in peace, dear comrade. Patrushev in black delivers a speech about the great comrade Putin in the past tense became led, inspired. Has the commemoration begun? Is Vasilij on the throne? So the speculation is who will take over, and that's gonna have to be rolled out in a manner that is, looks good for them. They have to really create a new puppet for Putin to step aside for, However, Patrushev spoke in the past tense as photos of Putin went on the screen in an event eerily similar to a Russian memorial service. Patrushev is a powerful Kremlin insider, spy master, and it has been rumored for years that he or his son Dmitry would one day replace Putin. A few weeks ago, retired KGB General Valery Solovey, who lives in Moscow, began giving interviews saying Putin had died. I haven't looked this up. I've read this. I haven't, says Putin is dead. Might not be greatly exaggerated. According to a mysterious Russian Telegram channel called General SVR, it's believed that this guy, I think it says here somewhere, that this guy is running this channel. General Solvay is rumored to be behind the Telegram channel that first spread the Putin death story. General Solovey, despite making claims that would typically get one arrested in Russia, has not been harassed by Russian intelligence, and Solovey himself has said it is because he is well connected in Russian intelligence. Who are the ones who told him Putin is dead? It is It's looking good. Or not for Putin, but for everyone else. Historically, around announcing the death of a Soviet leader, those who would pose a threat to the new regime were neutralized, which is true. It's if you ever want to know what happened in Stalinist Russia, watch Stalin is Dead. I watched it with my friend who's a history teacher, and he eventually said, all of this is true. It is not a one-to-one representation. Of course, they're speaking English, but it's true. It is all true. What happened during Swan Lake, I wonder? Swan Lake? Was there something happening, or was there a rendition in Russia? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I haven't seen Black Swan. Is that the name of the movie with Mila Kunis and Natalie Portman? Isn't that about Swan Lake? The I want to say play, but the ballet play, is that what I don't know what it's called. Chechen dictator Ramzan Kadyrov is Patrushev's enemy. Recently, Kadyrov's 15-year-old son was publicly presented in a manner indicative of him being his father's heir. Kadyrov's last public appearance was September 9, and his present location is not clear. He would have been a threat to a new leader, because it wouldn't, like, he would probably propose like a merger, maybe, maybe. When the last coup was happening, Swan Lake was broadcasted on repeat during the entire time the transition was happening. Really? I didn't know that. Lake broadcasted Soviet Union coup. Okay. Well, that's one way of doing it. Like, everyone heard. I've never seen it, but everyone's heard that the entire time. Damn. That must have. How long was that? Days? Nah, it can't have been days. Today, they would just have told the news to shut up, make something up. It's a post-truth reality, so don't need to keep repeat on the track, So, is Putin dead? We can offer it all of our thoughts and prayers that Putin has passed his expiration date. Would Patrushev be better for Ukraine? Likely, yes. Patrushev is a hawk, but will need to rapidly consolidate power in Moscow to prevent counter-coups to his regime. Patrushev has less influence in the Russian military than the intelligence branches, and so cutting a deal with the bleeding military would be a priority. That is a great point. If he takes over, like, you can't really continue a failing war. Speaking of the war, like, people have told me, like, they're gonna lose. They aren't making any gains. Shut the fuck up. Yes, they are. It just because it's not the type of gains we want them to have, just because it's not this type, like this happening, where they just like mow down Russians and reclaim the land. This is a much better position for Russians to hold, and they've reforged whatever. However, look at this. Look at this here. Let's see here what happened. Speaker of South Operation Command, blah, blah, blah. Ukraine troops attempting to push Russian troops 3 to 8 kilometers from the Dnipro River, all along along Kherson region. They are pushing hard here. If they manage to hold that, and if they manage to move material from one side to the other side of the river, and they can probably start to reclaim this side, push those people over here down to Crimea, maybe over here. But the point is, if they take this, they can start to mount an offensive from there. They have mounted the offensive here, but there's more lines of defense going down. However, if they get in here, it's open season, baby. It's open season. So they are losing, they are failing, they are making good gains, Ukrainians. And if they, as soon as they get here, I believe someone said the ATACMS is going to start to come into play with Crimea, with the bridge. You know, it's happening. Hopefully, it's not a done deal, but it's getting there. Any gain is good when the minefield are 500 feet. What does it say? Deep? Deep, yeah. Oh, you mean deep into the land, not deep into the ground. Yeah, exactly. Like if you can just go around the minefields and the, what is it, dragon teeths, great. Panzers, tanks, personnel, what is it, armored personnel vehicles, you know, just go around it. Yeah, bleeding military would be a priority. Yep. What to look out for next? This is the important part of all of this. This is about legitimacy. How much can I trust this guy's analysis? Well, he makes a prediction, and that is a good thing. If more of Patrushev's enemies go missing, like Russian Minister of Defense Shoigu, is he missing? Oh, no, if he goes missing. Yeah, something is cooking. Okay, he isn't missing as of this reporting. Putin likely uses body doubles, so not acknowledging Putin's death could continue for a long time. Why am I so dry in the mouth today? Sorry. All is possible. Maybe Putin is dead, maybe not. Russian intelligence thinks this may all be a ruse to identify who is not loyal to Putin. Could be. I lean toward the misfortune that this may be true. The misfortune? I am hopeful for sure that this is true. The misfortune? Well, whatever. Yeah, I haven't seen this. Okay, this is from the speech. Tired of the violence, blah, blah. A leader was needed who could put the people's welfare at the center of the agenda. Putin became such a leader. He had a detailed knowledge of the situation in the country, a clear program of action, a vision of the goal. At the same time, he understood the importance of an evolutionary speed, blah, blah, blah. He believed in people. Okay, I read all that. Patrushev 9 days ago, in a highly publicized statement, said something unusually consolatory, as it did not refer to Ukrainian Nazis or any of the troops typically used in justifying Russia's war in Ukraine. In fact, he shifted the blame of Ukraine and Russia entirely. Interesting. There is no war between the people of Ukraine and Russia. Dog. What are you smoking? And I want some, please. There's only the open aggression of the United States. As a result, our country is defending our land and our people. We are sure of our victory. The West did not succeed in overthrowing the Belarusian government in 2020. Did we try to? Was there a coup attempt from the West? Belarus coup attempt 2020. I completely missed this. President Alexander Lukashenko announces that he has foiled a coup attempt, resulting in the arrest of main opposition rival Viktor Babarika. He later stated that Viktor, may be arrested for possible financial crimes. Okay. Was he connected to a banker? A banker! Of course he's a banker. Oh my god. What is this? The not the entrepreneurial plot. Was it the plot? Coup plot from rich people, USA. What? There's some business plot. That's the name I was thinking of. The business plot. The Wall Street putsch. I love this. Smiley Butler? They wanted this goofy ass as a dictator. This guy. Smiley Butler. Can you imagine? Yes, Mr. Smiley. Sig Heil, Mrs. Smiley. I wish to note that the conflict in Ukraine is not beneficial to anyone, right? Except the United States. No, it's not beneficial to the United States either. If it was beneficial to the US, it would have happened in 2014. Trust me. Yeah, someone said. But if I saw this as well, but if the real Putler really did, then which Putler was the one that went to Kazakhstan a couple of days ago? This is interesting. Usually, in Russia's sphere of influence, in other words, in the nations Russia has under its thumb, you always talk in Russian around Russian officials. Always. But look at this. That's not Russian, is it?
Прежде всего, уважаемый Владимир
There's the
Владимирович,
Russian.
хочу выразить слова благодарности. Сегодня
And they're all like,
вы
"Oh my
прибыли с
God.
официальным визитом в
What the
Казахстан,
fuck is going
приняв
on?"
мое
Even
приглашение.
Putin,
В этом году отмечается
he's a bit cooler though, but he's like, "Oh, I need this." He put it all the way over there just because he didn't need it. That's what he thought.
десятилетие подписания
How
договора
much?
о добрососедстве и
We don't need the voice. How much do you think this pissed off Kremlin? You know, this really pissed them off. But where's Putin then? Because there is I guarantee you, if that was Putin, if that was the real fucking Putin, 0 chance this would have happened. 0 chance. So that is not the real Putin, for sure. He wouldn't travel outside of the country at the moment. He won't travel outside of Moscow, let alone his own personal fucking military bunker. Like he's hunkered down for dear life, if he's still alive, that is. So that's not him. We can confirm that. The idea that Kazakhstan would start not speak in Russian around Putin's body double or a Russian delegation at all, ludicrous, unless there's trouble at home. This might even be Kazakhstan signaling. Aren't they Russian held territory, Kazakhstan? Isn't there a conflict here, or am I thinking of another nation? Let's go to maps. Can I get some an easier? I want an overlay with just highlighted borders. Why isn't that a thing? Oh, you can. Oh, I didn't know that. Look what you can do. Whoop, 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 whoop. That's interesting. Whatever. We can go here, and we have Kazakhstan. It's a big country. Was Armenia perhaps I'm thinking of? Armenia, Azerbaijan has some issue. I know there's a Russian separatist region over here. Like, they're all over the place. We can do that. Russian separatist regions. No. Kazakhstan. Russians in Kazakhstan, even. There's been a substantial population of Russians in Kazakhstan since the 19th century. Of course, Soviet Union always does that. Although their numbers have been reduced since the breakout of the Soviet Union. They remain prominent in Kazakhstan society. Russia formed a plurality of Kazakhstan, blah, blah. Of course. So, there are two things that can happen here. Okay, it doesn't seem to be an active breakout region. But if Kazakhstan, which this might be, like I don't take my word for it. I'm not Dylan Burns here. I don't hold myself to that standard, just to be clear. I try to speak my mind. I try to speak truth. I try to be honest. I try to be correct. But this is speculation. This is highly speculative. Do not take my word for it, okay? But if I have interpreted what is happening right now correctly, if Kazakhstan was signaling they're moving away from Russian influence. That is how I interpret them not speaking Russian in front of the Russian delegation. What will happen if that is true, unless Putin actually is dead, I suspect, because that's going to mean they're occupied with other things, is a breakaway region. If Putin actually is alive, we're going to see a civil war within Kazakhstan. Guaranteed. Like these regions aren't going to be breakaway regions. They aren't going to declare independence and loyalty to Russia. Really? Come on. We've seen this pattern before. Several times, actually. And there is one more thing. Something I noticed like a month ago, perhaps. Wait, we have to do from victory condition. That's the word I used. No? Victory? Oh, I need to spell my own name right first. Of course. So we have this. Now we have to go back, actually. We have to start over here. We have to start over here. This is from how long ago? September 18th, okay? That's when I started noticing this. Are we seeking complete or partial isolation from the West, or on the contrary?
Мы стремимся к полной или частичной
Or,
изоляции
on the
от
contrary,
Запада, или мы, наоборот, стремимся к
are we
заключению
seeking to
каких-то новых
conclude
соглашений
new
с
agreements
Западом
with the West?
и роли России в каком-то новом пространстве.
Victor Sylvia, I think... Can I? Yes, I can. Thank you. I think it was said literally this morning.
По-моему, вот буквально сегодня утром про это было сказано. Ребят, хотите
Guys, the
переговоры,
West,
давайте
if you want to
переговоры. Только
negotiate,
сначала
fine, but
объясните
first explain
придуркам, да,
to
что пусть
the
они
Donbass Ukraine that they should annul the decree banning
отменят
negotiations.
указ о запрете переговоров с нами. Сядем, будем разговаривать.
We'll sit down and talk, and you'll leave the territory. No, sorry, and that's too different.
Указ о запрете переговоров с нами. Сядем, будем разговаривать.
We'll sit down and talk, and you'll leave the territory, someone asks?
Вы очистите территорию,
Какую?
которую вы
What
захватили.
territory?
А
The
что
one you
это?
seized.
Вы должны
Why do you have to leave it? You took someone else's territory.
освобождать.
This is on Russian-sanctioned media. They're openly talking about, no, you stole land. Like, why do we have to leave it? You took someone else's territory.
Ну вы же
And that's this guy, I believe, talking. The
взяли
drippy guy.
чужую территорию.
Территория России.
No, we didn't. This is Russian territory.
Но это было
But you proclaimed this territory as Russian a Russian one after the seizure.
после захвата
Like the drip on this guy, I love him.
Мы стремимся к
ее территории Российской Федерации.
или к сохранению той экономики,
Ну вот
которая
так всегда.
It's always like this. We have to stop. And the interesting part has just begun.
Нам пора останавливаться.
А самое
интересное только началось. Давайте, вы, наверное, заметили,
You may have noticed that we are having more
что у нас вот
discussions
как
with
вот такие вот
historical
дискуссии с
overtones.
неким историческим таким вот
No, Dugin wanna be here.
немножечко характером, по текстам, да, они стали чаще, потому что уж больно тут интересно.
What is
всё
happening here is
происходит.
quite interesting. Okay, yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree. It is very interesting. So, they have openly started to talk about Ukrainian territory not being Russian. I saw, and then remember this. This interviewer asked, "Will Russia win the war?" Hey, just imagine asking that in Russia with Putin at the helm. Would it happen? Maybe. But would Shoigu shrug? I doubt it. I doubt it if Putin was alive. And then we have Russia appears ready to accept Crimea as Ukraine's on one condition. And of course, the condition is doesn't have any military alliance. No, not a EU military alliance, not a NATO military alliance, not even a military alliance with just one by one of each country. You know, like we'll do it with the UK, we'll do one with the US only, not NATO, just the US. You know, no, that's completely unacceptable. But it's interesting that they are demanding it. Because they're like, no, Crimea is Russian, you know, that we need it for whatever. And then there's this. On October 9th, Lavrov started mentioning Russia's readiness for negotiations. At the request of our friends, we have spoken about the current situation with Ukraine. Our attitude to the various calls to start negotiations. President Putin
наших друзей, мы им рассказали о нынешнем положении дел в ситуации вокруг Украины, наше отношение к различным призывам начать переговоры. Президент Путин многократно, в том числе совсем недавно.
President Putin made our position clear many times, including recently at the Valdai Forum. We have never refused negotiations if they are offered on a serious basis. And that is a cop-out. That is a complete cop on a serious basis. Whatever, fuck you. What is a serious basis? Whatever the Russians deem serious. Nah, fuck that. But not in the form of ultimatums. And of course, we seek, not in the form of ultimatums, really. Never refuse negotiations if they're offered on a serious basis, but not in the form of ultimatums. Are they, can you take them serious? No, you can't. No, of course not. This is an obvious lie. And of course, we seek Ukraine's categorical refusal of any negotiations except on the basis of the so-called Zelensky formula, which is nothing but propaganda and absolutely not a realizable project. But again, he's talking about negotiation. The winning side. Okay, let's put it this way. If Russia was winning this war, what is the odds of them wanting peace negotiations? Zero. Bumkus. Nothing. Nada. Noll. Inget. En skithög i havet. That means nothing. I just... it's nothing. It is absolutely... there's no way No way that Russia would come to like beg for a negotiation table if they were winning. Like we've seen this with Jimmy Dore, Grayson, Hinkle, Haas, whatever. They're all like, "Oh, why won't the West come to the table for a peace negotiation?" On whose order are they acting there? Not their own. It's not their opinion there. That is a Putin opinion. That is a Russian opinion. And then the last thing that I want to, before we end this, I saw someone... Was it in that thread, perhaps? Give me a second. There was another video that was very, very interesting. But it doesn't seem to be there. Humiliates... Here. This was a year ago. This is the same guy, isn't it? The game that gave the eulogy. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. Patrushev. That is the same guy. I would like to agree with the suggestion of Nikolai Platonovich that we can give our Western partners one last chance 1 year ago. Oh, almost 2 years ago, 21st of February. 1 year? Like closer to 2 years, okay. Presenting them with a choice in the shortest time to force Kiev to choose. He said Kiev. Isn't that the Ukrainian pronunciation? To force Kiev to choose peace and implement the Minsk agreement. In the worst case, we have to make the decision we are discussing today. What does that mean in the worst case? Are we suggesting... Damn, he speaks fast. Are you suggesting we start negotiations? Or recognize sovereignty? Speak plainly. I will support the suggestion of a recognition. I would support, or am I supporting? Speak plainly, Sergey. I am supporting the proposal. Then say it like that. No, yes or no. I support the proposal about the entry of the Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republic into the Russian Federation. We're not talking about that. We're not discussing that. You're not getting it. Say the words I want you to say. We're talking about recognizing their independence or not. Yes or no? Wait, what did he say? Into the Russian Federation. He's giving away the game, that's why. Right. He's giving away the game. Like, he knows the behind-the-scenes ideas, but he can't keep it quiet in front of a camera, and he doesn't know exactly what Putin wants because he's a madman, and well, he's not really a madman. He might be a madman, whatever. He's clearly like nervous, scared of saying the wrong thing, and says the wrong thing, and Putin's like, no. We're not talking about that now. That's for later. First, we have to crush Ukraine. Duh. I support the proposal recognizing their independence. Thanks. You can take your seat. This was a year, almost 2 years ago by now, and Putin might be dead. Like, Did this start it? Maybe. It's possible, at least. It is highly possible. But yeah, so to conclude things, is Putin dead? Who knows? Who can tell? How long between Kim Il-un and Kim Jong-un? Was it Kim Il-un? Kim Jong-il, sorry, the illest of the family. How long between his death and his son's ascension to the throne did it take? We do not know. Kim Jong-il death date. It was reported that Kim had died as a suspected heart attack on December 17th, December 2011 at 8:30 a.m. while traveling by train to an area outside Pyongyang. He was succeeded by his younger son, Kim Jong-un, who was hailed by the Korean Central News Agency as a great successor. Do we know if there was a delay, or do we suspect any delay, or... death announcement delayed. Wait, this is gonna be fun. Let's watch some North Korean.
위대한 용도자
정한용
김정일 동지께서
Wait, that was too perfect to not be a parody. Oh my god. We can raise the volume a bit, perhaps. What happened? Stop it. I wanna raise the volume. There we go.
위대한 용도자 김정일 동지께서
Sorry.
주체 100 2011년 12월 17일
This is, by the way, not my fault. This is the highest quality.
8시 30분에 현지 지도의 길에서
And this was on December 19th, okay.
급병으로 소거하셨다는 것을 가장 비통한 심정으로 알린다. 우리는 김정은 동지의 영도 따라 슬픔을 힘과 용기로 바꾸어 오늘의 난국을 이겨내며 주체혁명의 위대한 새 승리를 위하여 더욱 억세게 투쟁해 나가야 한다.
Yeah. I might be wrong about North Korean, about the death and the announcement being delayed. Maybe they had a more active ascension plan that I don't think Putin has. Because Putin, like, announcing or appointing your kid to be the successor, that's going to take a special kind of society. And I actually don't think Russia would approve of that. I do think the government is a bit more, I don't want to say sophisticated, but bureaucratic, probably. I think. But we don't know. So is Putin dead? Maybe. Maybe. It is completely possible that he has died. So what will happen if he is dead? Apart from the things that I've read, here's my prediction. We will see a withdrawal, of course, from Ukraine. They will fall. They will fail. We will see an internal power struggle if this is broadly accepted. Like if more people are within Russia are believing the reports, they will start to foment dissent. We will maybe see a breakaway nation. We've already seen, to some extent, a breakaway nation, haven't we? There's a is it Donetsk? No, that's within Ukraine. Russian breakaway society, separatism in Russia. We have there's a Russian region declares independence. Misspelled that 20 times. Yeah, Donetsk. No, Duma of Russia here. On the 21st of February 2022, the State Duma of Russia passed a bill to officially recognize the self... No, that's not what I wanted. That is not what I wanted. I don't... Russian... Not in, okay. Secessionist movement. The Baltic Republic? Really? So there's a few of them fighting for independence. I've heard of one, but okay. Anyway, this is the one that I'm thinking of, Dagestan. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. What the fuck? Confederation of Mountain Peoples of the Caucasus. Oh, okay. So there are a few of them. There is a great chance. Oh God, this is interesting. Okay. There's a great chance of at least some form of civil war happening in Russia, depending on who the leader becomes, depending on how quickly they can change leadership. If he isn't dead, then I have no idea. Then I have no idea what's happening. I have no idea why the Cossacks aren't speaking Russian to the Putin body double, the Russian delegation. I have no idea. They might just see him as weak, and like again, but that's an indication they're moving away from the Russian influence. So either way, Russia is weakening on the global stage. That is a good thing, even if Putin's not dead. But let's cross our fingers. Let's hope that's happening. And let's make that coup come alive, okay? Our dreams can come reality if we hope hard enough, okay? That is my final statement on this.